Hi guys and welcome back to our channel. Today we will be analyzing Stellar, Theta and Celsius against the US dollar. We will see where they might move over the next days and weeks. Please subscribe to our channel if you want us to keep releasing technical analysis for free, while if you want to receive on-demand analysis with the price section, price analysis, technical analysis and price targets for any kind of assets you might want me to analyze, then you might want to join our growing Patreon community. You will find the link in the description field. Also on January the 3rd, I will be holding a seminar about cryptos and stocks, so you are invited, and even in this case you will find the link in the description field. Let's start analyzing with Stellar against the US dollar. In the upper section of the chart we see the price enveloped inside two triangular moving averages, while beneath we see two different kind of cycles. One is more oriented to the long term, which is the Magnus cycles, and the second one is the classic RSI. I use both the two indicators in order to detect the cycles. Obviously, I've changed the parameters, and I can reveal the parameters only to my Patreons. So, what we see here in terms of Magnus cycles is that the orange curve is oriented upwards, which means we should be expecting over the long term a break up for Stellar, while if we analyze the short-term trend, we see that the white curve is oriented downwards, which means we are expecting further weaknesses, okay? And same for the stochastic RSI. So over my previous YouTube videos, I've been clearly stating that if we would have broken below the 0.14 US dollar area, we were going to retest the 0.08, 0.06 threshold area. Actually, this is happening right now. So what actually we can retrieve, analyze the stochastic RSI, is that we see perfect Gauss curve, perfect, almost symmetrical cycles, so the distance between the point of lows. And now what we see here is actually that the stochastic RSI is entering in the so-called oversold area. Now, I've been explaining several times that is a misconception of the technical analysis talking about oversold and overbought area. It doesn't exist any overbought and any oversold area. This is a concept extremely important. Also, we should be understanding that there are assets that tend to move inside within a range, which means within a resistance and the support area, while there are completely different assets that they are moving in a so strong trend that it doesn't make any sense to talk about overbought and oversold area. Also, if you understand how the price is formed, which means the relationship between the demand and the supply, then you will understand that it's impossible to talk about overbought and oversold area. So why the price changes is because there is a perpetual imbalance between the demand and the supply. So if there is a perpetual imbalance in supply and in the demand, we cannot talk about overbought and oversold area. So this one is a misconception. So where we might buy Stellar against US dollar over the next days. This is the daily chart as you can see here. This is the area where we might start scaling into Stellar. So this area that I've been talking about over my previous YouTube videos is still valid. So 0.06, 0.08, this area is an area from where we will find a lot of support. And also in terms of cyclical analysis, we are now quite sure that we are actually encountering the lowest for the next 3 months. Okay, so what we see here in terms of technical analysis is that the cycle seems to be lasting 2.5 months or 3 months. Okay, so what we see here, March and then March, mid of March, end of March, and July. So 7 minus 3 or 4 is 3 months. Okay, so for what we see for Stellar is actually we have cycles equal to 3.5 months, 4 months more or less, okay? And also the Magnus cycles are actually confirming what the stochastic RSI is telling to us. So in terms of long term, we are inside a new bull uptrend, while in terms of short term trend, and here we see we have the confirmation from the white curve, we are inside the bearish momentum, okay? So again, this area 0.08, between 0.08 and 0.06 will be a fantastic area from where we can start piling into Stellar. Now let's see and let's analyze Theta against a US dollar, and we will see Celsius against US dollar. Let me tell you that in terms of price action, I will be revealing my targets only for my patrons, but here we can analyze under a cyclical point of view where we are right now. Okay, so here we have detected over the past this is a daily chart as well. Over the past days, we have detected a triangular, as you can see here, triangular flag, and after having broken above the descending oblique resistance, we have experienced a huge run up. Now, if we analyze the CCI, even in this case, completely change the parameters, so it's not 14 or 21 period, which is actually doesn't tell us so much because it will be full of random data. What I do is actually to try to find the cyclicity even for Theta, and actually if we are able to understand where we are in the cycles, we can definitely exploit the point of lows of the cycles in order to pile into Theta. As you can see here, the difference between Theta and Stellar is quite clear. In other words, Theta is moving in a strong uptrend, which means if we will be able to understand where buying Theta, actually we will have a huge opportunity to actually make good money. Okay, so where I expect Theta having a point of low, a relative point of low, and now we will I want to specify what I mean with the relative point of low. Actually, it should be over March. So what we see here in terms of cycles, we have 4 months of cycles more or less. So here we have December and 2019, and then March we have seen the point of low that actually has been confirmed even from the monthly cycles. Then in July a new point of low, and then in November. Or now, if you were expecting this point of low like something lower than this one, you are wrong, and the reason is because when we are inside a very strong bull uptrend, actually what happens in terms of lows is that we cannot expect a lower low below the previous low one, below the previous one, and the reason is because we are in a strong uptrend. So now if we are actually now in the ascending phase of the Gauss curve for the current cycle, we cannot expect to see Theta actually breaking below the 0.50 US dollar. Okay, so when we will see the new low in March 2021, so expect to see a new point of low for the cycle in 2021, actually it could be something around this area, so between 1 and 0.50 US dollar, or even more. Now we don't care where we'll be in terms of price. What we care is that we know where it will be the point of low. The point of low could be even above the 2 euro, okay, or well, sorry, the 2 US dollar, and the reason is because in terms of cycles, we know that actually we are hitting the point of low, and then we can buy even if the price is above the 2 US dollar, and the reason is because we know that this is the point of low of the cycles. That from there we are then skyrocketing even more. Okay, so we see here the cycle 1, 2, 3. This one, as you can see here, the point of low was above the 0.50 US dollar. Now, what happened here in November 2021 is that we have experienced the beginning of the ascending phase of the new cycle. Okay, that actually you can see here. Now, if we analyze the orange cycle, the orange line, we see that actually we might be at the end of a very long bull cycle, okay? But this is something that we'll be analyzing over the next weeks. By the way, in terms of the daily chart, actually this point of high, which might continue for another month or even two, will be the point of high for the next 6 months. Okay, this is a very important concept right now. So in other words, I will never buy right now, but I will be waiting for March 2021, where I project the new point of low. So this will be the area end of February, beginning of March 2021 for the new point of low. But keep in mind that now the long-term cycle is actually arriving to, it's hitting the upper threshold, which means we might see for now, for the next 6 months or for the next year, a very top for Theta against US dollar. Now let's move on and let's analyze Celsius. So Celsius is a fantastic chart. Same here, as you can see here now, the cycle, if we analyze the orange curve, is now above the upper threshold, okay? Which means, where you see the cycle, that actually what we are experiencing right now for Celsius might be a multi-month or a multi-weeks point of high. Now, if we analyze the cycles, we see actually this one was a truncated cycle because we had a break, okay, that was a break, would have been a great breakout strategy. It was a break above the point of highs. So here we have a new cycle, okay, where I predict again the point of low for this new cycle is around March 2021, okay, because in terms of cycles we see these cycles, okay, this was one cycle, this one was in the past, as you can see here the white curve. So let's analyze here. We have this cycle with this point of low that I just explained to you, that the point of low, you should not be expecting a point of low like much lower if we are in a strong uptrend. So the concept is, if you are in a strong uptrend, don't expect a point of low lower than the previous low. It will never happen, okay? So now, where was the point of low for these cycles? For these cycles, we will see the point of low here in March if the cycle will be symmetrical to the previous one. Again, end of February, beginning of March, more or less, we should see the point of low. The point of low could be even higher than the current price, and again, because that's happened because of the strong uptrend. Yet it's starting to be dangerous to pile right now in Celsius. I will never buy at this price. Maybe we even could see a longer white candle going to hit the 10 US dollar threshold, okay? Like the would be the last movement. We still have space, but very soon we should start with the shining phase of the Gauss curve. So right now I will never suggest you to actually to buy Celsius. If you want to buy Celsius, definitely wait the price to be entering inside the upper envelope. So what happens normally when we see the price breaking above the upper envelopes is that we are inside the 5%, okay, of the scenario, because we know that those two envelopes should envelop the 95% of the data. So this is an extreme situation, is a rare situation. That's why I don't suggest you to buy at those levels, but be patient. Let's wait March and let's see where we will be in March. But keep in mind that we might be at the end of a multi-days cycle. So what we should be experiencing is that actually we could see the orange curve breaking below the upper threshold. And if we'll be experiencing the orange curve breaking below the upper threshold, that means that we should be stay quite far from Celsius, because it will be very late, and then we will need to wait at least 6 months before seeing such a price, okay? Okay guys, thank you.